Bill Sheil asks tough questions of powerful people, whether a terrorist fundraiser like Fawaz Damra.
There's a tape where you say on the tape that terrorism alone is the only way to liberation. Is that an accurate tape, and do you still believe that?
Have a nice day.
Mr. Sheil, take care of yourself.
Or the former Catholic Bishop of Cleveland, Anthony Pilla.
Dioceses around the country have moved priests from church to church where that person encounters more victims. Yes. Has the Diocese of Cleveland done that?
Historically?
In your tenure?
In my tenure? I can't remember. I think it could have happened.
A producer from 60 Minutes told me we were the only people in America who had a bishop answering that question. And when you look at Bishop Pilla's non-response to the question all these years later, it looks even more illuminating.
This was 2002, and Bill produced dozens of stories over many years on the priest pedophile scandal here in Cleveland. He obtained a tape where a Cleveland auxiliary bishop advised church lawyers how they could hide documents on pedophile priests. He uncovered a settlement agreement over an alleged pedophile priest with Bishop Pilla's signature on it.
This is the Fox videotape of the Bill Sheil interviews.
His reporting led to a civil deposition of Bishop Pilla where he was asked about the priest.
Did you ever fire him as a priest?
Objection to form?
No.
Bill spoke to hundreds of people for those stories. Some of them had been victims as children.
What makes the story is not the reporter. Normally what makes the story is the courage of the people who will step up and talk to us.
A lot of people have trusted Bill over the years, including confidential sources regarding the Cuyahoga County corruption scandal that sent former Commissioner Jimmy DeMora and many others to federal prison.
That I've done nothing wrong.
And you didn't take bribes.
And I didn't take bribes.
Bill broke the story that there was an FBI investigation of county government almost a year before these 2008 raids made it public. Neither of DeMora's fellow commissioners, Peter Lawson Jones or Tim Hagan, were implicated in the probe. But here's what Hagan had to say after Bill broke the story.
We have no protection in public life, those of us who serve in public life, from the press attacking our integrity at every turn.
Months later, after the FBI's massive raids on county government, Bill's colleague Tom Merriman asked Hagan about his comments.
You were speculating.
Well, we had sources who said they'd been interviewed by the FBI.
I understand it, but your sources, anybody can say that. The FBI is not investigating Peter Lawson Jones or Tim Hagan or Jimmy DeMora, and nobody's talked to us about it.
There is no FBI investigation of county government. And then a few months later, we had all those pictures of the FBI agents carrying boxes out of the county. So there was an FBI investigation.
Bill often finds stories early. One example, the foreclosure crisis that gripped Cleveland a decade ago. His reporting led Congress to ask him to testify at a hearing chaired by Cleveland Representative Dennis Kucinich.
That is Slavic Village and what it looked like about 30 years ago, a middle-class neighborhood just south of the city.
When I saw, Mr. Sheil, your report, and I saw the claw of that steam shovel go into the house, I actually could feel that.
What I remember about that hearing is Jim Rokakis testifying next to me, the county treasurer, and almost getting choked up.
We're giving up. We're losing hope, Mr. Chairman.
While some other states had received help for foreclosure relief, Ohio had not.
The power of that story and the power of the people in Congress was to get help for people in Ohio who needed it. They got $172 million, so it certainly made differences to a lot of people.
Another story where Bill was on the forefront was on the opioid crisis.
I relapsed while I was pregnant with her.
Starting way back in 2012, he traced the spread of the crisis from here in southern Ohio up to Cleveland and into Judge David Mataya's drug court program.
She's going to be dead.
Did you see it getting as bad as it has gotten?
Yes.
There's been a lot of reporting on the FDA approved opiates for long-term use, but they've only done short-term studies. Well, the head of the Cleveland Clinic's pain management clinic told us that in 2014.
Most of our studies showing the effectiveness of narcotics for chronic pain are 6-month studies. But based on that, we're recommending that people take narcotics for a condition that's going to last 40 years.
In addition to winning a DuPont Broadcasting's Pulitzer Prize, Bill, who is also an attorney, has won 11 prestigious national headliner awards, including 2 for his reporting on the opioid crisis.
But as you get older, you kind of see it as a validation of the people supporting you, the colleagues you work with, the managers you work for, and the people who have entrusted you with stories that are very important in their lives.
Bill has won national awards for several types of reporting. 2 examples, he won headliners for environmental reporting for a series on trying to keep Lake Erie's water safe to drink, and for feature reporting for a story on 4 men who were part of the Lost Boys of the Sudan, walking as children across deserts until they were relocated to Cleveland.
I like breadth, and I honestly get more feedback sometimes on a story on a boy with autism in Avon schools and the remarkable teacher in that classroom than I get on some investigative pieces. I feel great about both.
His former colleague Tom Merriman, who came to TV from law enforcement, wouldn't let Bill ask his first question for a story on Tom until he said this.
I still haven't attended my first journalism class or my first broadcasting class. And the way I learned to be an investigative reporter is you taught me. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people.
Bill Sheil, a friend and a mentor to many, and a watchdog for all of us. Lou Maglio, Fox 8 News.